Hi everyone. If you're trying to use open source LLMs, one thing you would have noticed is there are two variants of these LLM models. For example, let's look at Llama 3.1 from Meta. It has got 3.18 billion, 3.818 billion instruct for the same size. The difference between these two, we'll understand that. The instruct model is pretty similar to Claude or ChatGPT. In a way, it answers your questions, it can summarize things, it can do entity recognition, a lot of other things, right? So let's look at a simple example. We ask a very complicated question to both of these models. One is the Llama 3.18 billion and the one is Instruct. The question is, what is the capital of India? Let's look at the answers to both of these questions. The base model, which is also called the foundational model, does not answer the question. Instead, it tries to predict what comes next. Usually, it's like a quiz. I would assume there are like multiple choice answers, a new line character, Mumbai, New Delhi, and Chennai. Whereas the instruct model gives the correct answer. It says the capital of India as New Delhi. Let's understand one of the technique that is used to convert the foundational model to the instruct model and some of the important data sets that are available for doing this. To understand this fully, we need to understand first the foundational model. The one which we used as foundational model, how was it trained, right? A foundational model is usually a large language model which is used to predict the next word given a bunch of words, particularly the sentence, right? And to do this, most of the model trainers or almost all the model training companies use the entire web as a corpus for training, right? And by the end of the training, they're really good at memorizing what comes next given X, Y, Z words, right? But what are they not really good at is answering your questions. For example, you can ask, write a Python code to do a factorial or write a Python code to build a Gradio app. It's not good at it. To do that, you have to fine tune basically supervised learning or a specific kind of data set. The data set is called instruction data set, and it's called as instruction data set for a specific reason. To understand that reason, let's go and look at an example for the data set. One of the popular data set is a Databricks Dolly. There are more data sets. I'm just picking this as one example. There are three kind of columns that you can see in this data set. One is instruction, basically which is the species of fish? Is it a taupe or rope? I have never heard of both. In this case, the context is empty. The response is taupe. And there are like different categories. For example, the one which we looked at is classification. And there is something called open QA. It's open question answer. Why can camels survive for long without water? And there are questions with context. So the foundational model is trained on this particular data set. During training, the model is given the instruction, sometimes the context, and it's expected to predict the output. So now the model which already knows to predict what words come next, now the model is trying to understand what words come next provided this particular prompt, right? So when the model is trained on these kind of data set, of course, the data sets could vary. Some companies open source their instruction data set. Some of the companies do not do it. And if you are a company working on your own proprietary use cases, you may have your own data set. Some of these can be manually curated. Some of these can be curated using LLM. So we'll also look at an example. Once you fine-tune this model, the new generated model, that is the instruct model, is capable of answering your questions because of all this data that it has seen. Some of the human-generated data sets are Alpaca, Dolly, Flan. Flan is from Google. And there's also machine-generated, self-instruct, evolve-instruct. And there's something also called ChatGPT, which is entirely created through ChatGPT, conversations with ChatGPT. But I think it's not publicly available, or it's available only for a small set of users, right? I hope you learned what is instruction tuning in this video. This video is part of our What is series. Basically, we are going to pick up one particular AI concept or concept in technology and explain it in detail. If you'd like to watch more such videos, please subscribe to our channel. And if you want any specific topic, please add it to the comments. We will try to make another video on it. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.